One of the biggest problems for businesses is that the account managers are spending lots of time and money to establish relationship with the prospect. They will have the first sale, or maybe they will just have the relationship, and then the account manager is ignoring them. And then this relationship goes to the garbage. And obviously lots of time and money was invested here, and it's a huge loss. We have created an extension that will help the account manager maintain relationship with clients, and from the other side allow the business to understand which account managers are not keeping in contact with their prospects, and therefore the management can take action on that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the extension, how to enhance it, how to make use of it, how to create reports. It's not really going to take us lots of time. It's all step-by-step approach. It's basically IKEA style. Just see what I'm doing and do it with me. The reason that I need you to do it with me and I cannot include it in the extension itself, because there are system limitations with Zoho. I can't create reports, I can't create views, dashboards, the cool stuff. So I need you to do it with me. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do all the enhancements, and obviously at the end of the video, I will also show you how to use the extension. We are going to start our journey with installing the extension. You will need to go to Setup on the top right. Then you will need to go to under Marketplace. You will click on All. And then in the search, you will just type ABR. Whenever you get ABR, one of the extensions will be the ABR Smart Account Relationship Builder. And let's click on that. And I will go and click on Start Free Trial. Let's check mark those checkboxes. Let's click on Continue. Select those checkboxes as well. And let's install it to all users. So if one of your employees wants to use the extension, he can do it, and there is no additional fee for it. It's the same price. Everybody can use it. Now the system will start to install the extension. Next, we need to authorize CRM to work with the extension. We'll click on Authorize. Here you might have only the production, and maybe you won't have the sandbox and so on. In my case, the production will be the live environment, and this is where I'm going to install mine. So I will click on Production, and then I will click on Submit. On the bottom, you will need to click on Accept so the system can work with click messages, and the click messages will alert you whenever you need to reconnect with your account. Next, you will need to click on Finish. Next, you are going to be redirected to the settings page. In the settings page, you will have multiple options that will help you configure the extension for your needs. First of all, you will have here the click notification bot name that we are going to work on it in a few minutes. And on the bottom, you will have three options: the contact owner, the deal owner, and the lead owner. Those three will dictate what will be the interval of the messages that you are going to receive. As an example, let's assume that there is a contact that I didn't talk to for 120 days. Whenever 120 days are reached, and that means I didn't call the person, I didn't send him an email, there was no SMS communication, there were no emails. Whenever I ignored a contact for 120 days, the system will say, Lior, this guy was ignored for 120 days, please contact him. Now, if I will have here a different number, let's say 85 days, after 85 days, I will receive the notification. You will have here also deals that are being ignored for 10 days in this case, and leads that are ignored in 0 days. 0 days means that I will not receive any notification. So 0 means do not notify me at all, and every number 1 or more will notify me at the same day that I instructed the system to do so. Next, we have the preferred method of notification. You will be able to select your click, task, or an email. Basically, whenever you need to connect with a deal, lead, or a contact, the system will notify you using those channels. I always prefer to work with click. It's the best way possible, and obviously this is my selection. You can also select if you want to update related deals, And here on the bottom, it will say what is your data center. It will usually default to the data center that you are on. In my case, it will be crm.zoho.com. And here in this case, you can see that it's pre-selected. Now, if you see that there is a difference between your data center to the one that you have here selected, please select so. Select the correct one. It's critical for the click notifications. Without that, it will not work. The click notification bot name will need to have lowercase letters with no spacing and no special characters. As an example, we'll call it my assistant. And you can see that there is no spaces and everything is lowercase. So let's copy this name. And now let's go to Zoho Click. And the address will be click.zoho.com, or if you are in the EU, it will be zoho.eu, right? Now, once you go to Click, you will need to click on Contacts on the left side, and you will need to click on the plus button beside the bots. Now, if you have an existing bot that you like to use, you can do so. But in my case, I am going to show you how to create the bot from scratch. It will take us about 30 seconds. Let's click on the plus button. And on the bottom here, you will see create your own bot. And let's click on that. I will provide the same name that I added here. So it's my assistant. And here I will need to have some kind of a description. I will just paste the same one. Now, you can select if you want all the organization to have access to this bot or only yourself. I recommend you to have organization or team. So you can select who is going to have access to it. And now let's click on Save Bot. Now, whatever you need to do on Zoho Click is done, and you can return back to the settings page and just click on Save Settings. At that point, the settings are set and the extension is fully installed. At that point, the extension is installed, but you can't do much with it. So as an example, if I will go to my contacts, you will see here that you don't have a view to see all the contacts that's supposed to be contacted. If I will go to my home page, you will see that you have basically no view. And if I will go to the reports, you will not see the Slackers report or any kind of report that will help me understand which people are supposed to be contacted and which not. Whenever the extension is installed, the system will place our real last update, which this is a date field that is doing all the magic. It will just place it anywhere on the page. So we are going to rearrange it. So you will click on any of the contacts that you have in the system, and you will click on Edit on the right top. And then you will click on Edit Page Layout. So we can change the fields on this page. In my case, I would like to have this field, the real last update, in its own section. So it will be easy for me to identify it. So I will just drag and drop a new section. Let's put it on the top. And I will call it EBR Account Management. And I will drag and drop this field to this section. Okay, that's all I need to do. Now I will click on Save and Cancel. Now when I will go to one of the contacts, I will have a section for this specific field, and it will be here. Next, we are going to create a view. A view will help me arrange my day. Let's assume that I'm coming to work and I like to contact with all the people that I didn't contact for the last, let's say, 60 days. I will click on a button and it will show me all those people. I will call them or email or SMS each one of them, and then they will be gone automatically from the list like magic. So in order to do that, you will need to go to all contacts or the view pane, and then you will need to click on New Custom View. And let's click here. And let's write here a name for the view. It can be any name that you like. And I will write here ABR Customers Not Contacted in 60 days. Now, The 60 days, 90 days, it's up to you, whatever interval that you want to set for your company. In the criteria, I will look for the field, the real last update, which this is the magic field that is, all the work that we did is basically aimed to this specific field. In the criteria, I will have age in days. In the equal, I will have equal or bigger. And then here I will have the number. So everything I did so far with real last update, age in days, and bigger equal, all those will be for any person and any system out there. The 60 means how many days after the connection I want to be reminded again. So let's say that if today I call John, for 60 days John will not be on my list. But when the 60 days are over, John will pop up again, and I will show you in a second. Next, we need to have one more thing. When you're installing the system, and let me show you, the real last update will be empty because you didn't contact this person yet. So this is empty. I like to have another criteria that also, if it's empty, I want the system to let me know to contact this person, so I can have the first connection. So I will go here, I will search here for the real last update, and I will write here that it's empty. Basically, the real last update field is empty. And here, instead of and, I will change it to or. The system now will search for all the contacts that I didn't contact for 60 days or I didn't contact before. Now, contact before means before the extension was installed, because the extension cannot know what happened in the past. One more thing that you can do, and it's totally optional, in case that you will have multiple salespeople, you will like to have each salesperson working on its own accounts and not one person works on all the accounts. In this case, you will click on the plus button and you will write here that the contact owner is logged in user. So basically, if I am logged in to the system right now, I can see the contacts that are my contacts that I'm supposed to contact, and not everybody's in the company. Okay, so that will be something that you can do if you want to see only your contacts. Of course, you can add in more criteria if deal type or contact type is something or whatever it is, but that will be a very good start. On the right side, you will have your different fields. I usually like to change it a bit. So instead of having a first name and last name, which will catch two different columns, and let me show you how it is. So you will have first name and last name. I would like to have only name. So I will click here back on edit. And I will have the contact name coming here. Now, you cannot remove the full name and first name or the last name before you add the contact name. Let me show you. So if I try to last name, so this is how it was before. If I want to remove the last name, I can't, because the last name is a mandatory field. But if I have the contact name, now the system will allow me to remove the first and last name. I would like to have the contact name in the list, the phone number, the email, and also the real last update. Those will be the bare minimum fields. Some people will also add the mobile number, for example. It's up to you, but those will be the bare minimum fields. On the bottom, you can share this view with more people. So if you're the only one who is going to use it, select only me. If you're going to share it with more users, you can click on select users. If you want to share it with everyone, and that's the common thing, you go with everyone. And don't forget to lock the view, because some of the employees can just change the view and then it will not work anymore. So click on lock the view, give it to everyone. That's the majority of the cases, and click on save. There is one more option to make this view as a favorite. So let's assume that you have here all those views, and this is the view that I just created. You can click on the small star beside it, and now it will be here on the top. Now, if you have multiple people in your company, each one of them will need to do it. Each one of them will need to click on the star, and then it will come up. Right now, I will have here a bunch of contacts, and all those contacts were never contacted, so the last update is empty. Now, in the future, you will see here people that the last update was filled by our system because they were contacted. So let's play a game. Let's assume that Leo or Isaac, okay, let's say that you sent him an email about 2 months ago, and the last update was actually, let's say, December 3rd, because on December 3rd you sent him an email and the system filled it automatically. Obviously I can't go back in time, so I just do it manually just to show you how it works. Whenever I am going to the contacts now, you will see that December 3rd was the last contact, and that was the time that I'm supposed to contact this person. If, as an example, I will call him today, or I will send him an email today, and let's try to send an email to this person, and just write, "Hello, my friend." Now I will send this email, okay, and let's see, and you can see here that the last update was changed. Now, whenever the 60 days will be over, from March 1st, I will receive a click notification on the bottom that will say that a new contact supposed to be made with Leo Isaac. I will also see it on this view. Right now, Leo Isaac is gone from the view because the last update is new. It's March 1st, which is today. So let's go back, and I will bring him back to life, and I will just push him to the past, which means I'm supposed to contact Leo Isaac today. Okay, and this is how it works. Next, we are going to customize the home page. If you will go to the home button, then on the right side you will see different home pages. You might have one or more. In my case, I am on the manager's home, and then I will click on the drop down and I will click on customize home page. Once I do, I will see multiple home pages, and I will go to the manager's home. If you don't like what you see, you can also click on new home page, and then you can create a new one as well. From the manager's home, I will go here, and let's assume that everything that I have here, I don't even want it. So I will click on delete, and I will remove the ones that I don't want. Usually when the CRM comes, it comes with tons of crap. No one needs those views. But in my case, let's assume that it's all good and this is what I want to do. If I want to add the account management view, I will go to the custom view on the left side. I will select the contacts module because this is where it's installed, and then I will just check mark the ABR customers not contacted in 60 days. Now, if for example I want it on the top, I will just move it with drag and drop. So you don't need to be a developer to do it. It's just drag and drop. And then I will click on save. If I will go to my home page now, you will see on the top the ABR customers not contacted, and this view is updated all the time. Until now, everything that we created is for the account manager or salesperson. It will help them manage their contacts and call them and connect with them. Also, if you need more functionality, as an example, to add your SMS system or on force system or whatever it is, you can join our Wednesday 1 p.m. Eastern Daytime seminars. Will help you do it live. So it will cost you nothing, and we'll be happy to help you. Again, those kind of extra functionality cannot be done as part of the extension because we don't know what SMS system you have, as an example, or Facebook connection and so on. So in this case, now we are going to work on the management side. We are going to create a report for the management to know when salespeople or account managers are not contacting their customers on time. Let's go to create a report. We'll choose the contacts module, click on continue, and then again continue on the right side. I would like to rearrange the columns that I will see in the report. Let's remove some of the fields using the X, and I will click on the plus button to add more fields. So one will be the real last update, and I will also like to see the contact owner, the person that is in charge of this specific contact, and I click on done. If you like to change and move around the contact owner, for example, or the account name, you can do it using drag and drop, okay? And then it will rearrange the way that the report looks like. I also like to create a filter, so I will not see all the contacts in my system. I see only the one that I suppose that my account managers and salespeople not contacting on time. So I will click on the filters, and then I will click on the plus button. I will have here two criteria. One is if the real last update is empty, and the other one is if the real last update ages bigger equals to 70. And let me explain. So first of all, like we did in the contacts view, if the real last update is empty, it means no one contacted those people. I like to see this report. Second of all, if the real last update is more than 70 days, I like to see them as well. If you remember, we set in the company policy that every 60 days we need to contact our contacts. In this case, I like to give them 10 days to do the work, and if after 70 days, which is 10 days after they're supposed to, they still didn't contact my customers, I want to know about it. So this is why it's 70 days and not 60 days. In your system, if the company policy is 90 days, you will have here 100 days. So you just have 10 days more to let them, work. Also here, instead of and, I will change it to or. So it's or this or that. And I will click on save. In my case, you can see here that I have two people. One, Bernie is the account manager. He's supposed to contact this guy, but he didn't. And another one will be Leo Isaac. He's supposed to contact him, but he didn't. So December 3rd was more than 70 days, because now it's March 1st, and therefore this person was not contacted on time, and I can come and talk to Bernie as an educated manager. Instead of saying, Bernie, I feel like you're not doing a good job, it will be, Bernie, why didn't you talk to those two people? Now, with the real last update that is empty, when you're installing the system, obviously you will have lots and lots of contacts that are empty. So you have few options. Option number one is to reset the real last update to everyone based on your knowledge. And another one will be that you will just need to start contacting them, and management will not be too harsh on you about those people. Next, you will need to click here on the name. You will give this report a name, account manager report, or aging account manager report. I will select a folder of account and contacts, and then I will click on done. Then I will click on save on the right side. And now this report is in my system. Okay. Now, there is a chance that you also like to schedule this report, that you want to receive this report every week or every month. So I will click on scheduled report on the left side. I will click on new report scheduler. I will choose the report that I want to send, and that will be aging account manager report. I will click on PDF, Excel, or CSV. Most people like to get it in Excel. It's up to you. When the start date will start, so let's say today, the repetition, if it's monthly, weekly, and so on, I will say weekly. it's important enough for management to know which salespeople or account manager are not doing their job. And also if it ends, so if it ends after one time that you're sending it, I will just mark it as never. So it's always sending it. And send it over Zoho Click or email. I'm a big fan of Zoho Click, so I will do Zoho Click. And then notify who. So you can notify Click channels. So let's say that you will have a channel for management, and then everybody will see it. Let's say announcements, or you can select specific users. So that will be, let's say, that will be your manager. And let's go back with announcements. Now the report will be scheduled. It will be sent to the management all the time. Nothing to remember, and they can follow up with. Okay. So again, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Daytime, free webinar. We can help you customize your extensions. So join those sessions. Will help you get the most out of the extensions that you're paying for. So we can help your business grow. We saw customers with 15 until 100% growth because of this small functionality. We have created an extension that is helping account managers keep in contact, keep the relationship with their clients. One of the biggest challenges for account managers is to know when is the next time that I'm supposed to connect with my customer. And also the same challenge will go to the management. The management don't really know if their account managers are actually keeping in touch with their clients. We have created a nice extension for you that will fix this problem. You will see that we have the ABR Smart Account Management for Zoho CRM. You will have here a bunch of contacts that you're supposed to keep in touch with. You will have here the last update, and that will be the last meaningful conversation that you had with them. It might be a phone call, might be a text message, might be a meeting, might be an email exchange, but that was the last time that you had a meaningful conversation or exchange with those people. The extension is automatically knows when was the last meaningful conversation, and every person that is in this list is someone that I'm supposed to connect with, and probably fast. You will see that in September 2nd, 2022, that was the last meaningful conversation with Emma Watson. The moment that I will have a meaningful conversation again with Emma Watson, she will be gone automatically from this list. So it's not something that you're supposed to do manually. It's being done automatically based on your phone records, your emails, text messages, Facebook connection. Again, every company is different, but it will track automatically when was the last conversation. Also in the contacts, we created a special view, and the view will list all the people that you're supposed to connect with. Bottom line, when you finish your working day, this list is supposed to be empty. You're supposed to have no people in this list, because whenever they're popping up in this list or in the home page, which is exactly the same list, you're supposed to take action, keep the relationship, and then everything is good. You can also automate the entire process. Let's assume that I will have 500 customers. There is no way for me to talk to 500 customers every 60 days, as an example. It's way too much. In this case, I can automate the process for some customers. Let's say that I will have 500 customers. From those 500, 50 of them will be my premium customers that I need to call them and maintain the relationship. I can't lose them. The 450 will be important, but not that important. In this case, whenever you will have the last update kicks in, which means today I'm supposed to call a specific person, instead of me calling him, there will be an automated text message, which is considered a personal touch, or maybe an email that will be sent automatically just to maintain the relationship. Management will also have reports that they will know when their account managers are actually connecting with people, with their customers. And therefore, all the people that the last update is bigger than 2 days, as an example, which means today this person came to my list and 2 days later I still didn't connect with him, then the management will get the slackers report and they will see exactly which account managers are slacking and which one are not. So this is the extension. I think it's a beautiful addition to our set of extensions. We have a bunch of extensions that we released in 2022, 2023, and this is another one. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will continue to improve, continue to release more extensions that will help you run your business more efficiently.